What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So I forgot what type of position or offense, defense this player is, but I'm pretty sure he's in the 2025 class. His name is Juju Marks, and he put out a top 13 and has USC included in there, so that's pretty cool. Obviously, it would be pretty crazy to have so many players, both men and women's side, named Juju at USC at the same time, because there was only that receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, a handful of years back, but yeah, that'd be pretty funny if they all end up going there. So we'll see if they end up getting this guy recruited to them or not. Then there's also that four-star wide receiver we talked about pretty recently, Daylon McCutcheon. He did recently release a Final 8 and, of course, had USC in there, but it wasn't that surprising because he did set up an official visit within the next couple of months to USC. So either way, so cool that we made the Final 8, so he is narrowing down his list right before his official visits are happening. Then there was another four-star wide receiver in Emmanuel Choice. He did set up a June visit. And then the four-star cornerback Tristan Castro, a local guy, set up a May official visit, so that's pretty cool. Then there were some spring dates that they did put out, which kind of got me thinking a little bit because the NFL Draft Combine is 2/29. That's when that starts. Then USC's spring ball camp starts 3/19. Their pro day for their NFL guys starts the very next day, 3/20. The spring game is a month later on 4/20. Then even the NFL draft starts at 4/25 on 4/25. So yeah, usually I always expect the combine to be happening within the first couple weeks of March, but I've never seen it start late, that late. I guess the leap year this year on the 29th for February, so that'd be pretty cool to get it a little bit sooner. And then even the draft too is kind of pretty similar, that 20-something day in April, so definitely looking forward to that. Even the spring game on 4/20 as well, so a couple days before that, so definitely looking forward to a lot of these days here and there. So yes, definitely looking, like I said, forward to that. And PFF put out a top 10 list of the returning offensive tackles in college football, and of course USC's Jonah Monheim was number 3 on that list. It's obvious that he is a very talented guy, even though he was playing at the tackle spot, especially left tackle, but I think his better, especially when he gets to the NFL, his position is most likely going to be center or interior guard blocking. So maybe they might put him there. I think he's been practicing some reps in this spring, heading into spring camp as a center. So that's going to be pretty cool to have basically your best talented player on that offensive line as the main captain and play caller and help, set up blocks and stuff as a center. And he definitely gets the experience right before he goes into the NFL draft, and hopefully will bump him up even higher, because he was already projected like second or third round, so maybe this could bump him up into the mid to late first round, even high second round as well. So looking forward to that. Then yes, Saturday, I think it was Sunday, the women's basketball team ended up losing to Utah again, 62-56. 68-74. And Juju Watkins did put out a freshman scoring record with the points she scored in that game. So yes, I'm pretty sure it was Cheryl Miller or Lisa Leslie, one of those players that probably had that record before, but of course she still is getting all these records. Yes, it does suck it came in a loss, but either way, could still celebrate it somewhat. I think something similar happened to a Duke player, but we'll get into that towards the end of this video. And then, yeah, speaking of that other score I mentioned, it was USC, the men's side, beating UCLA on Saturday, 62-56. It was a little bit tough because they had a big lead. Boogie Ellis was playing very well. I think he had like 17 points in the first half. But even heading towards halftime, they had a big lead, and then it got down to like 1 or 2 points. And it was basically like that throughout the whole game. But luckily, yes, USC was able to beat their rival. It doesn't really help them out because they're still pretty far down in the win-loss stuff, so they will definitely have to either play very well in this Pac-12 tournament, get at least to the championship game, or at least win it to be getting the official invitation to the March Madness tournament. So we'll see how they do the rest of the way moving forward. And then, yeah, when it came to even the coach of UCLA, he did say after the game that he won't talk to his family and will hate himself after the loss. I just thought that was pretty funny. Had to throw that in there, and of course, it was all over like USC's reporting stuff because they probably had a kick at it too. So, yeah, it was definitely a game that probably UCLA should have ended up winning in the end because they were playing in their home stadium. But either way, USC got the victory, so happy about that. Then an analyst for 2-7 Sports recently said that he expects the Lakers to draft Bronny James, or at least Bronny James and LeBron to be playing for the Lakers at some point next season. It's pretty crazy because I don't think he's worth that first round pick, as I've mentioned before in recent past videos. But I don't know if this is the case, and because I know LeBron had said pretty recently that he's going to let Bronny, his son, decide for himself and even not really get that much involved, all this stuff. And there is a possibility that Bronny could return to USC for his sophomore year. And I think that kind of came more official when the other day it was pretty much said that LeBron is kind of looking for a multi-year deal, a new deal from the Lakers, because he is going into his final season after this summer. And if he accepts his player option, it's like a $50-something million thing, but I guess he wants to be able to add a couple more years to that. And it's only tough because there's weird like contract regulations for players as old as him, so you can't really put all the money at the end of the contract, so it has to be moved up forward, which I guess is okay in the end. Once he does finally retire, you don't owe him so much money, but it is going to be quite a bit of money, so we'll see if he ends up getting out of this contract and signing a new 2 to 3 year deal one, or just adds a couple more as an extended one on this deal, and maybe that breaks the way for Bronny James to stay in school for one more year, which I definitely think will help him out a lot, not only in his draft stock to be able to get drafted higher, but help improve his overall game as well. And I would definitely be more okay with him at least getting another year of college under his belt, and hopefully without any health scares in the summer, as well as he suffered this last offseason. So definitely looking forward to seeing what ends up happening, but yes, just hoping that the Lakers can just get to the finish line, to the playoffs here at some point. There was talk that when it came to Caleb Williams that he was not going to be throwing at the NFL Draft Combine. I think he will be there in person to talk to some of the organizations, coaches, and scouts and all that stuff, but I don't think he's going to be throwing or doing any of the athletic stuff. He's going to be doing that at his pro day setup. Most likely the whole thing, the whole NFL will be there, even though they already know they're not going to be able to select him, but I guess it will be nice to get some more eyes on some of the players, like the receivers and some of the defenders as well on the team on that pro day, which I think it was like 319 or something like that. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that and hoping for the best for those guys. A lot of controversy to end this video off. So yes, the Anaheim Ducks did lose their last two games. The first one was against their rival, the LA Kings. They lost 2-3. And the other day they lost to the Nashville Predators 2-4. So that sucks. And then the LA Lakers ended up losing to the Suns on Sunday 113-123. And of course it was a little bit bittersweet because Grayson Allen, on the other side, ex-Duke player, ended up going off with 24 points and leading the Suns in scoring, his own team, even though he's not the highest paid or the main player, the main star on that team. And of course he had to knock down against my LA Lakers. But overall, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, they were still going to be ahead of the Lakers in the standings, but we're just hoping for a bit more of a progress. So at least the Lakers going on a little bit of a win streak, but I guess not. And then, yeah, the other day, Duke did lose to Wake Forest 79-83, and they were pretty much an underdog on the road anyway, so wasn't that surprising. And Kyle Filipowski, the sophomore, did hit a career high, and he did hit 1,000 career points, which is nice for him. And they're also number 10 in the AP poll still, so that's really nothing too shabby, nothing to be mad about. At least he didn't move that far back because it was still a close game and they had a chance to win on the road, but there was a bit of controversy at the end where it's usually when a big upset like that, which they did. Duke was ranked in the top 10, and the fans stormed the court, and there's this big celebration. But Duke kind of felt like they had a chance to maybe score, so a lot of the players were still scattered on the floor. And as mentioned before, Filipowski was heading towards the bench. I guess when you look at the video, he did kind of have his arms out because there were a lot of fans getting pretty close to him, and yeah, he basically did shove one of them, but that one did basically ran right into his ankle and lower leg area, and pretty much suffered a sprain and was like helped out and hobbled out as most of the rest of the fans inside that stadium were rushing the court. And yeah, I don't know. People were saying he was tripping him, kind of like another Grayson Allen incident, but the guy's over 7 foot, and there's so many people running by him, especially smaller people, and they're running close, and there's other people. As he was almost going down to the ground, they were still pushing him on the back too, and it was all just bad luck overall, because if the other fans didn't do anything to Kyle Filipowski, they would have been okay, but they were just trying to hurt him too in the process because they knew exactly what they were doing, and plus they were storming the court before the whole entire time ended in the game anyways. So yeah, you do get fined, these schools, for their fans doing that because they're not supposed to be doing that, especially in football. But I guess it's really doesn't matter. You might have to enforce, like, yeah, you'll probably get put into jail if you end up getting caught and doing this, even and endangering a lot of these players. So I don't know if it'll fully get taken out of the game. It is a good thing. There are a lot of better places that have better security to get these players on and off the court into safety and all that stuff. But there's a lot of times where there's these players from the opposite school that are stuck in the middle of these groups, and you don't know what ends up happening down there. I'm pretty sure you could have a camera on there, but the main ESPN or whoever's showing that game is not going to show it either. So either way, probably have to get rid of it. But you know, places like USC and Duke, we don't have to storm the field or court because we expect to win. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.